Hi, so I'm Atara.
I'm Rose.
So we decided to start this podcast.
So we can be realistic about how we feel as young Black women. We're going to be very unapologetic. We're not going to have any filter in what we're saying and how it is living in our lives. We live vicariously through everybody else, and we want to share how it is to live in our lives as Black girls, going to school, being young moms, being young wives, and just trying to figure it all out.
Right. I think on social media we have a lot of platforms that me and her both watch together, of course, that we see a lot of people in like New York, Georgia, like different states, different everywhere around the country, around the world, but we don't know anybody that's in our specific shoes, raised, born in Florida, went to the schools that we went to, and are just going through the things that we go through. But I know for a fact there's people out there that are doing that. So I just, like I said, I want to share my story, share what we're going through, share our journey. I feel like me and her, we're not the same. We're best friends, but we're definitely not the same
at all.
We definitely have different goals. We definitely have different mindsets on certain things, but we have the same end goal, and that's happiness and wealth and comfortability and just like living life, your best life, like people love to say. So again, like all our social media say, positive vibes. And so the things that you can look forward to with our podcast, we're going to talk about everything under the sun: finances, school, love, politics, anything that comes to mind. Sex, of course, because Lily loves sex. I don't know if she can, comment on it very much.
Shut
up. We'll talk about everything there is to know. Religion, everything that you think about. I have a son. We're going to talk about him, basically her son too. So we're going to talk about him and just how we live our lives, And like I said, we're not the same, so it's not going to be, oh yeah, that's a, so it's always going to be, I feel like there's always going to be two sides to every story, two opinions. Opposites attracts.
We've
been best friends since
high school,
freshman year. I think we're on 9 years now.
Yeah.
9 years, so we've been best friends for a while, and we've gone through our trials and tribulations. We'll also share that on our podcast, and we'll love to hear other people's outtake on certain subjects, have guests, and like just interact with our viewers.
We'll also be only posting once a month for now. By next week, we should have a set date on exactly when we'll be uploading our podcasts. But we will continue to be active on all our social medias. And feel free to join our family. We don't want this to be just another podcast where you listen but you don't have an input. We guys want you to be just as active as we are.
Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons why we decided to do the podcast, to see if, like I said, anybody out there is going through the same thing that we're going through, and if they are, definitely should communicate on it. That's what social media is supposed to be. So yeah, I think for the most part that sums it up. It's our intro. Yeah. We are on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We just created our Twitter account. I don't know how active it's going to be because I don't think we do have Twitter. But if we do have any Twitter people, y'all just let us know. Go ahead and follow us. Everything is at AtarahRoseTBH. If you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and let us know down below, or contact us on our socials. As far as this podcast, we are so excited. We can't wait to do our first upload. We're going to have a system and everything. So most likely, once we do our live podcast on Spotify, I'm not sure if we're going to be on iTunes just yet. I'll let y'all know on our socials. But once we do go our video on YouTube will go up the next day. So I can edit it and do everything that I need to do to it, and it'll be uploaded the next day. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions, any comments, this is our first video. I'm so excited. Are you excited?
I am excited.
Okay.
All right.
All right.